Wednesday morning, about 44 minutes before the US session opens, what you are looking at are the US session levels. This is the course that I teach where traders learn how to identify these levels before the US session even starts. They learn why these levels are so important and why is price attracted to them. Now, by the way, this has nothing to do with any Fibonacci retracement or point of control or some high-low or some support resistance, nothing like that. This is what is important to the institutions. That's why price moves, not because a bunch of prop traders decide to go long or to go short. I know you know this. In any case, there are three lines. There is the midline. This is the decision point. From here, market either gonna go to the buy level, that's the target on top, or the sell level, that is the target on the bottom. Traders learn how to identify these levels, but there is an indicator that will do it for you, and that is just to save time and for convenience sake. Yes, you'll be able to identify them on your own without a need for any indicator, but if you are like me and you are trading 6 charts, it definitely helps. The basic way to trade this is simply if price is below the midline, I'm looking to go short. Here is gold, as a matter of fact, looking to go short. If price is above the midline, I am looking to go long. Now, of course, gold opens before the indices, and gold tends to be the first one to reach its target. Gold has had tremendous volatility. It tends to be directional, and just it arrives at targets very quickly. I am confident I'll be done with gold before 9:30. In other words, gold should be reaching, in this case, the sell level on the bottom, that red line on the bottom, I believe before 9:30. We will see. The YM is also below the midline, so that's a short. Where is my stop? Well, my stop is simply above the midline. If I am short and price goes above the midline, I no longer want to be short. Same goes for the Nasdaq. To me, trading has to be simple. It can never be easy. Trading will never be easy, but it could be simple. 3 lines. That's it. That's it. I have my price relative to the midline as far as do I want to be short or do I want to be long, and I have my targets. The red target on the bottom, the blue target on top. That's it. No 30 different indicators, no 40 different support resistance levels, nothing. Just this. And you're going to see that this is enough. Now, I am often asked, why don't I just trade live, like in a live room or something? And that is because, as I think you will see in this video, depending on volatility, we'll see what's going to happen. But very often price would crisscross this midline before arriving at a target. My style of trading is just, I am just short below, or I am just long above. And I don't use any, in my own trading, I don't use a trail stop until price is already close to a level. Once price is arriving at a target, right, either the buy or the sell level, I expect a reaction. And you will see that these levels produce reactions. So I do expect a reaction the other way, and so I am then putting a trail stop away from the price a little bit, trying to see if price can go beyond these levels. But in the meantime, my only stop is if price crosses the opposite way on that midline. This approach is simply not appropriate for most traders, especially if you are using a prop firm that has an intraday trailing drawdown. I've had some very sad emails that I've gotten of people who were actually in profit and blowing their accounts. Not only that, because I have a lot of confidence in this method. I mean, I've traded different variations of this method, especially with the daily levels. So this is the US levels. There's also daily levels that I post in Discord. I've been trading this way for 14 years, so I already know what price is going to do. Not know as far as like a crystal ball, like where price is going to go, but know the price behavior. And so after having all this experience, I already know what's going to happen, so I don't mind taking a loss. I know whatever loss I'm going to have is going to be temporary. Not to say, by the way, that I cannot be read in one or two markets. It's very possible. As a matter of fact, if I'm trading six markets, at least one, at least one tends to misbehave, and I actually finish the day down in that particular market. But overall, this is a profitable approach, at least for me, which is why I am sharing it with others. However, if it's going to happen today, you're going to see that sometimes I am way profitable in the trade, like way profitable, and I still don't take profit, and I don't even have a trail stop, and price would move against me, and all of a sudden I go from being very profitable to break even, or maybe even worse. Again, I don't mind that because I know the ultimate outcome. However, it would just not be appropriate for most people. And again, I've gotten emails, I had conversations with traders who said, I tried to follow you because I actually used to do this live a while back, but I don't do it anymore. I tried to follow you, and what happened was you took a couple of losses, so I took a couple of losses, then I was hesitant to get back in, you were not, and you ended up with a profit and I ended up with a loss. So it became apparent to me that my style of trading is just not appropriate for most people. And on my part, I tried to trade in a way that I want people to trade as far as scalping. The thing is, I am terrible at scalping. I am. I'm just terrible with scalping. What I do here is much more comfortable for me, and we have to be comfortable with the way we trade. We cannot be successful if we are not comfortable with the way we are trading. For me, it's all about taking a position and waiting for at least an attempt. Now again, I don't necessarily expect price to go to the tick, to the target, but I do expect price to at least make a very good attempt at that level. That's when I begin to using a trail stop, when price is really attempting a level. And before I forget, please leave me a like. It really helps me if you can leave me a like. If you can leave a comment, that would be amazing. Obviously, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and also come and visit us in our Discord group. Here comes gold. As I said, gold is always the first one. So you see now price came fairly close to that sell level, that target from below the midline. And so when price arrives, it could bounce. So now that it arrived fairly close, now I use a trail stop. Again, I recommend so strongly that people just have a fixed target, some kind of a daily goal, a reasonable daily goal, especially at first. If you're looking for 100, 150, 200, 250, whatever, something reasonable, it is so achievable between these six markets. My goodness, just in gold, it is so achievable, and you don't need to sit there all day. Very often I am done before 10 a.m. I am definitely done before 11, I would say most days. Yeah, I was messing around with gold, completely missed crude trade. Look at crude beautifully testing the midline and then going up. That's all right, I missed that one. All right, continue to do well here, and I'm going to keep saying the same thing, guys. You should have some kind of a fixed target that you are going for. You see, I have no trailing stops here. I'm just going to allow price to go much deeper, closer to that red line, that sell level, before placing any kind of a trailing stop. That's not what I recommend for most people to do. And here we go. It was the perfect example why price comes all the way back. Now, I'm not concerned. I don't care. I know eventually price will go my way. However, if someone is new to this, and again, if you don't have accounts that allow you to be up a whole bunch and then give back, this is not trading style for you, and that's why I do not do any live trading like in a trading room or something, because this is what I am comfortable with, and this is completely inappropriate for most traders. Here they come. I don't know if I mentioned it, but my daily goal is 2500. I am getting fairly close to it, so I will be looking to just close probably the Nasdaq, because this is the most volatile. NQ looks like a retest from below and failure at the mid. So this is a short. This is a short in the Nasdaq. All right, so keeping an eye on my total, I am basically there. Here I am, 2500. I am done. So before I show my rhythmic dashboard, let's just take a look and see what happened so far this morning. It's still early, obviously just 10:30, but already 4 out of the 6 markets completed their targets. Now, what am I talking about when I say targets? So in the case of gold, the target is this level, this red, I call it the sell level, from below the midline. So below the midline, the target is this sell level. Can the market go lower? Of course it could. As a matter of fact, I teach people in the course how to calculate how much the market could move lower. So this is YM. Once again, first thing in the morning, below the midline, this is the target, this sell level. And a perfect touch, and then a bounce away. Look what they do. Come up to the midline, go through it, retest it from the top. This is the perfect setup. And then closing above it is a long signal. Where is the stop? Probably below these pivots over here, and going toward the buy level. This is the S&P, once again, first thing this morning, below the midline, targeting this sell level, and they miss. Now, one thing I talk about with the people who took the course, but the same is true with the regular daily levels, by the way, with the levels that I post. If there is a miss, and this is a miss of this level, it's kind of foreshadowing that the market wants to do the opposite thing. Meaning what? Meaning get above the midline and target the buy level. So here is S&P getting above, retesting the midline from above, and then going toward the buy level. And once again, a reaction from a level is expected. Now, why are there these constant reactions from these levels? And again, once you take the course, the trader will be able to identify, even without the indicator, the trader will be able to identify, will understand why these levels are there and why they are reactions from these levels, because the institutions are looking at the same exact levels. This reaction is not because a bunch of apex traders decided to either take profits or take short positions. All right, this is institutional price action over here. So the two markets that as of right now did not have a completion yet is the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq, just like the S&P, came very close. I mean, 14, 15 points in the Nasdaq. Obviously, maybe I should count this as a completion, but I'm still saying this is a miss. And just like with the S&P, this kind of a miss begins to foreshadow that the market actually wants to do the opposite. It wants to get above the midpoint and target the buy level, which did not happen so far. So they came up, again shy, retested this super critical midline. This midline is the decision point. This is where everything is. Again, for us, no. For the institutions, this is the decision point. Now, it's still early, and I fully expect them to either reach the buy level, and above the midline, I'm definitely bullish, saying they should be reaching this buy level. If they break below, well, they would be targeting the sell level once again, which they missed over here. This is somewhat of an unusual miss. It is somewhat unusual, and as I said, they're just kind of foreshadowing that they want to do the opposite thing. So let's see if they should. I mean, I think they should be able to reach this level here. So crude oil, another market that here is a perfect test of the mid, which I think I missed actually. I just missed it doing a video talking about gold, I think it was, and I missed this absolutely perfect test of the midline, bar closes above, that's a long. 10 out of 10 times, this is a long, but they also kind of miss. This is another market that so far kind of misses a level. So we have the NASDAQ and we have crude oil that so far did not reach, ultimately kind of completely reach their levels. But again, I mean, it is super early in the morning. I am confident by the time this session is over, they will. But again, that's why it's so difficult to hold. If you just wanted to get quick 10, 15, 20 ticks, could you from this midline? Of course. Easy, of course. If you were trying to hold to this level, well, they did not quite reach it. Okay, so my computer clock, rhythmic clock, and the total for today, a bit shy of 2,500, but this is my daily goal, and as far as I'm concerned, I achieved it. The Russell chopped me pretty good. My losses came from Russell today, and yes, if you're going to be trading 6 markets, one of them will give you a hard time. It seems to be the rule. It is fairly unusual that all 6 cooperate beautifully. No, there is going to be that one that's just going to be a pain, and today it was the Russell, and that's how it is. I accept it, I embrace it, and I will do the same thing tomorrow, knowing that there is going to be this one market that tomorrow is going to give me a hard time, and it's all good. Anyway, once again, please make sure you leave me a like, come to our Discord group. If you want to know how to arrive at these levels so your trading will improve tremendously, so you will understand what is going on, please email me. My email is in the description. Thank you all. See you next time.